This is the car, this is the track, and this is what Sachsen Ring entails. Welcome to the start. We get a good launch, I would say, a fairly decent launch off the line here, and we're just going to kind of settle back. I wasn't 100% sure what was going on here, so I just played it safe. As you'll see, we have two people to our outside. We have that black car to our outside, and we've got Jacob in the purple car that you'll see here momentarily to our outside as well. We wanted to make sure that we were going to survive this race. This was our 2.9 or maybe 2,930 IRating race, so we wanted to keep pushing this season to be able to get up to hopefully that 3,000. So we didn't want to wreck out, so we just kind of played it safe. Here I thought about doing a little send, but I knew that it wasn't going to be possible, so I had to lay on the brakes to get off of the rear end of his car. He's going to prove later that he's not near as fast as us, but for now we'll just sit behind him. We are on cold tires. Can never forget the Porsche Cup on a flat track on cold tires. It's just not a good mix. That's why qualifying does sometimes suck. And right there I probably should have sent it to get further up into the leaders pack, because as you can see now they're already spreading out. Here I am defending the inside line from this green car. Because of the purple car, Jacob being so slow into some of that, allowed Marcel to get up behind us. Marcel gets a little net code there from the 18 car. It's a little unfortunate for him because he is fast. But the 18 car, like I said, sends him sideways. It's gonna take him a while to get grouped back up. This is going on behind us as we're going through the straight. This guy passes 1, 2, 3, 4 cars in a wreck that was easily preventable. That is the problem with Sachsen Ring, is some of the people just forget braking lines, and when you're braking and trying to turn, sometimes stuff gets a little goofy and people cross down. And the Sachsen Ring, or however you want to say it, is known for multiple different lines. As you'll see, this purple car takes a little different line than I do. I treat it more like a double apex in this race. And some people swing all the way out wide to the left and cut it back down. Well, if you're not careful and you're the car behind, then a lot of the time you do end up getting wrapped up. So that's just part of the racing of it. You need to learn how to adapt. So coming through this long left-hander, you also want to make sure you get off gas a little bit to be able to make it around there. I wasn't doing the best of that on this race. I think at this point I was running like low 203s. Not really good race pace. I don't even think my qualifying was in underneath a 202. I want to say it was a 203, pretty low, maybe 0.08 or something like that. I can't remember, but we definitely improved throughout the week, gained almost a full second, and I've gained 3 seconds or 2 seconds off the last time that we were at Sachsen Ring. I want to say ran a 204.5 was our fastest lap, and now we're down into the low 202s. So we could almost potentially break the 201s. But this is the last week for the actual official races for Porsche Cup, so I don't want to do a whole heck of a lot of racing, just simply to tie over my IRating for the rest of the season. I'm not going to do a whole lot on week 13 unless it is of the essence of unofficial races. But as you see here, we are getting a little closer to Jacob here. I don't know whether he's defending or what he's trying to do here. Not 100% sure through those corners whether he was thinking he needed to stay in front of me. But as you see, I tapped the brakes a little bit just to get the car to rotate. I probably should just learn to get off the throttle a little sooner. And on that corner, you can cut that grass super close. As you see, Jacob runs a weird line through there, and I just capitalized on it. He definitely didn't want to just hand me the position, but in a sense he kind of did just hand me the position. So as I was saying, in that corner coming off that long left-hander, you can take that grass. I'm not sure how much of your car can be off of the grass, but you can definitely get off of the track quite a ways to be able to cut that corner. It does help to make the rotate through there. Some people can just stick the car easier than I can. I would assume it's just a dabble of the brakes, and I haven't quite figured that out. But overall, this entire season, I have gained so much valuable time in my racing. We got Thomas here. He's going to do a full send to the inside of Jacob here. Thomas was very fast. He proved to keep up with us for most of the race. I can't remember if this was the guy. It was not the guy that got punted early. But Thomas, I believe, started towards the back, and he definitely gained a lot of time on us. Might have missed that wreck that we saw. And as you just heard, somebody was sending it on the long left-hander, got into the gravel here, smashed into the wall. So that's what's going on in front of us. That's a little crunch you heard. Going on behind us, we have the 10 car cutting the, I'm not sure on that car number, car 13. And car 13 gets into that gravel, slams him into the wall. That's going to end car number 10's race. 16 goes off on the track, forgets that he has to brake or locks up his brakes. This is a Sachsenring, man. It is, if you're not careful, one little fuck up and you are going off the track. Skipping ahead to lap number 6 here, we are right behind the 22 car, the one that just wrecked on the backstretch here. We gave him a little nudge, let him know we were there. I slide out on this corner. I don't know why I tapped the throttle again, but it is what it is, I guess. And we finally get past him. So does Thomas and Jacob. So that guy did a good job not to hold everybody up. Coming across into the last corner of lap number 7, Thomas, what a save, brother. What a save. He gets a little loose, allows the number 12 car to go ahead and get past him. But as we'll see here on lap number 9, he, like I said, is very fast. He's gonna try and race Jacob through these S's or whatever you want to call them. They're kind of half corners. And he gets a better run through that corner, but unfortunately gets blocked off by Jacob. So he's going to have to wait patiently behind Jacob as they go through this long left-hander. He gets an incredible run coming off that corner. I don't know if you can tell, but he is gaining time on Jacob through that corner. And Jacob gets off into the gravel once again, allowing car number 4 to cut on the inside of him, get around him for these double left-handers. And coming up onto lap number 18, we just kind of maintained across the board. We just maintained our time. We did good. We were running high 202s, nothing too crazy. But other than what you guys saw, there was nothing really that happened. So coming across the line, we finish in P number 5. Let's go ahead and take a look at this race result. Looking at the results here, there was only one session. Sachsenring is not a very popular race. Strength of field was 2,276. Our IRating went up 49 for 5th place. Pretty good. Our safety rating went up to a 0.06. We did start P5 and finish P5, so we started right where we finished. Nothing too crazy. Other than that, let's jump into the next race. All right, welcome to race number 2. We got a pretty decent qualifying here, but we did get into a race that had a lot higher IRating people than us. So we are 2.9K at this point, and we are facing up against some people that are, I believe, we're close to 8K. The battle you're going to see between me and Javier would be me sitting at 2.9K and him sitting at 5.8K. So that's going to be the main battle of this race. We were running very, very good laps for race pace and battling. We were running 22.4s, somewhere close to that. I'm qualified with a 22.7, so that put us in P8, I believe it was, to start. As you saw there's quite a wreck. We managed to get through that wreck. And as I'm recording all this, I'm realizing that I didn't record all this in 4K. So as you look at these views that are outside of the car, they're a little grainy compared to what you're seeing inside the car. I'm trying to get better with the recording portion of it. So from here on out, I have it all set up now. I should be able to just bada bing, bada boom, and get the recording done. But as I was editing this, I realized, oh shit, I did not record in 4K. So either way, getting back to the race, Christian in front of us apparently is a streamer. Go check out his Twitch if you feel free, if you would like to, I guess. He's got it on the back of the car there. But like I said, the main battle here is going to be between me and Javier. And as you see, we get past Christian, or however you say his name there. And now we put our heads down, we get into this race, and we start running 22 average. The lap times were incredible, honestly. This is by far the most accurate race that I've ever had in my life. I think I had one lap that was a 23. Everything else was between a 22.9 and a 22.4. So my times were consistently coming down in the midst of not being able to run all my lines that I was wanting to. Because Javier, his lines differed from mine, and it kind of put a hold on both of us in some instances. But as you'll see as we go on, we learn to adapt. I mean, it was a decent battle between us. Right now we're on lap number 3. Javier, we're just kind of keeping within a half second here. As you'll see, as this race progresses, we were a little slower than him on this backstretch. He was hitting the long left-hander there at the end way faster, and we were hitting this section of the track way better than he was. He might look like he's getting a better run off that, but I catch him coming through this this first part of the S into the horseshoe. And he was running a very narrow line for most of the race, and I was trying to run a very wide line, and that proved to be a huge difference maker in how he was able to race me. Or I was able to race him, because I can't swing wide there if he's cutting it short, because he's going a heck of a lot slower going into that horseshoe than I am if I'm pushing out way wide. Also, through this corner, as the week progressed, throttle control got a heck of a lot better. We managed to get around that corner, especially in this race. Between the last race or practices and this race, I gained a half a second just in that corner. There's 3/10 to 5/10 there. If you mess up that corner, let off the throttle a little too much, stay a little too hard into the throttle, 3/10, poof, gone instantly. And then you're running a 22.7. Well, guess what? Now you're up to a 23. So that corner is very crucial, and also this corner here is very crucial as well. This is lap number 7 going into lap number 8. Sorry, I did a lot of skipping around because it was a lot of me following Javier here. Basic things. I was catching him in the same spots. I was trying to pass him in the same spots. Basically what I was trying to do is just peek on the inside of him. Every corner that I could, I was trying to peek, because like I said, that first portion of the track, I was a hell of a lot faster than he was, and in this portion he had just outdrove the hell out of me. But he was also taking a lot of off tracks. Even sliding all the way out that far gets you an off track. It doesn't matter if you stay on that green AstroTurf or whatever it is. It's still an off track. So here we're just gonna kind of peek to his inside, give him a little idea like, hey, I'm thinking about trying to pass you. But we stayed behind him here. These S's, I think you would almost have a death wish if you wanted to try to pass through them. And that is not what I wanted. My goal is to maintain my A class, hopefully, maybe, I don't really care, I guess, anymore, and get above 3K. So him and I, once again, we kind of shared the same line through here, depending on how we came out of the horseshoe there. That's the biggest thing. Your line through that entire thing is simply determined by how you take that horseshoe. And unfortunately, I couldn't get a run because the line that I had to take through the horseshoe to keep up with him was messing up the line coming into that left-hander to go along the far left-hander. Jumping back in my we'll say this is a GoPro cam here. As you saw, he stayed on to that sausage curve, and he does not get a off track for that. You have to get your full passenger side tires off of that sausage curve in order to get a 1X. And he was continuously doing that to try to keep pace on me coming out of that corner. But for some reason, it just didn't allow. I would assume it was because of the slipstream coming down the hill before the final corner there. But we're gonna accidentally make a mistake here, and I missed my braking line. Maybe it's not such a bad thing. We'll look back at it here momentarily. I definitely did a full send on him, but it's not like he couldn't see that I was going to do the send. I apologized to him at the end of the race. I mean, in real life, maybe that's something you get disqualified for. I'm not 100% sure. But I did apologize to him. And like I said, this is my line coming through that horseshoe. So it's goofy for him to try to take that short line. I'm coming back, and I'm worried about cutting the front end of his car, which I shouldn't have to worry about. But either way, going back to that, me making that move, it's dirty. I mean, I full sent there. It's not like I said, oh, hey, I'm gonna try and send it on here. No, I just hit the throttle, hit my brakes late, and sent it. And I did apologize to him after the race. I sent him a blue message that said, hey, man, that was a dirty pass. I apologize for it. Should I have gave the spot back? I don't think so. I mean, we got a 0X. I didn't get any X's from it. So it's not like, you know, you damaged him. So at the end of the day, it was a pass. I got it done. It took me whatever it was, 11 laps to get past him. And as you'll see here, that was not the end of this race. He messed up a couple times coming out of that corner there, sending himself wide over here to try to keep up. But his braking right here, you can see he closes that gap from a half second down to 0.3 of a second every time. And for some reason, I couldn't figure out why. And looking back at this race, talking to a couple people, I was way too heavy into my brakes. I was taking that corner, shallow, and I was taking it slow. So it was allowing everybody to keep up with me coming through that corner. Not that with slipstream, I think I could have got away from him, but still in the same sense, you know, it'd be nice to be able to attempt or have the notion that you can probably get past him if you just didn't brake so hard. Either way, coming into the double left-hander into the fast right-hander, we get through it clean on lap number 16 here. Coming through lap number 17, he pushes out way wide, and this is what I'm talking about by his X's. He's taking all those off tracks to be able to keep up with me here. As you can see, he got very close, and that's what I'm saying. I'm still on the brakes, and he's getting into the throttle, so there's a big difference in our speed coming through that corner. I was also a little slow through this corner. I needed to take that a little quicker and shallower from the right side, but it is what it is. Jumping on to final lap here. This is for all of the cookies in the cookie jar, man. He is sending. And as you'll see here, I'm worried about thinking about how I'm going to defend this, and I pushed wide to try and keep him wide to hug that shallow line on the inside, and he went out wide enough that he got an off track. So that is us coming around the penultimate corner, P6, racing against a 5.8K driver. That made me feel pretty good. So we come across the finish line in P6. Race number 1, we were P5. Let's go. Session ring was a delight, and I didn't think it was going to be. Looking at the results here, we did go ahead and lose a little bit of safety rating with our 7X that we got. That's the only problem with A-Class being above 3 is this is the shit you got to deal with. Either way, we went ahead, we gained 43, and that put us on our last race of the season before quote-unquote week 13 to 3,000. Looking at the results here down on the bottom, our fastest lap was a 122.4. The fast guys, like I said, like the close to 8K driver, putting down a full second faster than me. We got a 5,000 driver. I believe this guy is I think he's a pro racer. Either way, he's putting down a 121.5. So that gives you a little idea. We're within pace, close to. We ran a little faster than a 5.8K driver for our fastest lap. Either way, we got above 3,000 by the end of the season. That was the goal. Goal next season, starting off week 1, we're going to get to 3.5K. I'll catch you guys next season.